look at today is 2x minus y equals -5. And 5x plus y equals -2. All right, so what I said to you before is you do need to know, well, basically all three methods of solving linear equations. So I'm looking for a way in which we can solve to find out where those two lines intersect, right? And then the first method you did was all of chapter 8, which was graphing. Okay. The second method is the substitution method, which we'll do on this one. So, which one of these is more easily to solve for one of the variables? Which one do you want to solve with?
Doesn't matter. B because the y is already a positive.
Okay, so let's work with b then. Okay, so let's get that y by itself. So to do that, I go y equals minus 5x plus 2. So all I do is subtract the 5x to this side.
Shouldn't it be subtract 2?
-2. Catch. Okay. 5x subtract 2. It's just like that, right? So
Here,
now.
after announcement, double cigar. Student council elections for next year are happening soon. If you'd like to run, of course, see Mr. Spearman. Monday, June 6th, we have tea clinic all day long. Reminder, of course, our staff and students, we do still have our scheduled bus evacuation drill at 3 o'clock. There'll be actually 8 buses on the west side of the school, kind of like we did last time, but I'll definitely call you at that time in case you're late. That's at 3 o'clock. Again, if you're not yet handed in your bike permission forms and money, that's the grade 12. Mr. Nico needs that today. Those are your announcements. Enjoy your afternoon.
Okay, so now that I have this isolated, what do I do with it? Plug it into the other equation, 4y, correct? So it's 2x, subtract, minus 5x, subtract 2, equals -5. All right, so this is really good for us because we need to see what's actually going to happen here when I get rid of the brackets. What do I have to do when I get rid of these brackets? What's most important right now? The minus sign. Okay, so exactly. I got to change both these signs here through the brackets. So that becomes 2x plus 5x plus 2 is equal to -5. So we'll put the x's together. 2x and 5x make 7x. Add 2 equals -5. 7x is equal to -7. Subtract 2. X is equal to -1. Right? And so now what do I do with the x equals -1? Plug it into an equation, either one, in order to get my y value, right? So we'll use the first one. So I got 2 times -1 minus y is equal to -5. 2 times -1 is -2. I'm going to add it to this side, so that gives me minus y is equal to -3. So I took this -2 and I added it to this side. So I get y equals -3. Therefore, y is equal to 3. So where do they intersect at? -1 and 3. And then I want to check that, right? Put it in here. 5 times -1 is -5. Add 3 is -2. -2 equals -2. I got it right. Okay, so I'm not going through the proof like I did yesterday. Okay? The second method, so that's the first method. The second method is very similar to this because this part right here ends up being the exact same. So the second method was the elimination method. So I'm just going to start it right here because it's all set up nice and pretty for us to do. So what I need to do is I want to add these two equations together so that I get rid of one of the variables. So they have to have the same value, but the difference, their opposite sign in front of them, which I already have, right? So now I can add these two together. 2x and 5x make 7x. Minus y and plus y is 0. Minus 5, add -2 is -7. X is equal to -1. And then I go right to there. Do the exact same thing. Okay, so those are the two new methods that you learned yesterday. In order to solve for the intersection point of two lines. Okay, so there's First is graphing, which you did all of chapter 8. Second is substitution, which is this. And then the third is elimination. So today you should be able to get through all of 9.1 and 9.2. All right? Are there any questions from yesterday that you want to look at? And again, if you're feeling confident that you have the substitution method down, don't do every question, just go on to the next section. Okay, into 9.2. Any questions from yesterday?
Can we do 1E on page 193?
1E?
Yeah.
2x plus 5y equals 5, is that the one?
Yeah.
So, 2x plus 5y equals 5, right? And then 8x minus y equals what, sorry, 41? Thanks. Okay. And we are still in the substitution method, right? Okay, so which one do you want to work with to substitute, to isolate?
The negative, or number, letter B.
Right. So I'm going to go 8x minus y is equal to 41. Minus y is equal to minus 8x add 41 times by negative 1. So that I get y by itself. So that's what I have right there, right? And then where does this now go?
You substitute it in the other equation.
Into the other equation. Okay, so let's use A. That's the other equation. So I'm going to go 2x plus 5 times 8x minus 41 equals 5. So far, so good?
Yeah.
Okay. 2x plus 40x minus 205 equals 5. So far, okay?
Yeah.
42x is equal to 210. I'm going to add that 205 to this side. Good so far?
Yeah.
When I divide by 42, what am I going to get?
Well, I was doing elimination and I got 5.25.
Okay? All right. So, here's 5. Substitute that into here. Subtract 40. 1. Y is equal to negative 1. Okay? You want me to do that with the elimination method?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right, give me the first equation again.
2x plus 5y equals 5.
Equals what, sorry?
5.
All right. Okay, in the second equation, here, I'll do this up because 8x minus y equals 41. Right? All right, so let's set this up again. Because I have the opposite sign and only a singular y here, I'm going to multiply this whole equation by 5. Okay? So that this and this is opposite. So I get 40x minus 5y is equal to 205. Right? Does that all make sense? So I times this, and this by 5. 42x equals 210.
Yep.
X equals 5.
Okay.
Okay?
Thanks.
You're welcome. And y is equal to negative 1. I solved that over here. Okay? Any other questions today? We'll just take a quick peek at 9.3, page 199. I'm going to set the example question up for you. An aircraft travels 5,432 kilometers from Montreal to Paris in 7 hours with a tailwind and returns 8 hours against the wind. Determine the wind speed and the speed of the aircraft still in the air. What assumptions are you making? All right. So my x value and my y value. What are x and y going to be?
Which question?
That's the example. 9.3. Okay, what is x going to be in this question? Wind speed. You want it to be wind speed? Can be. You want it? Up to you.
Would it be time?
Sorry?
Would it be time? So,
Okay, so we got a problem here, right? What are the variables that we have to know? Okay, what is given to us? We know the distance, right? We know it travels 5,432 kilometers. And it travels to Paris in 7 hours with the tailwind and returns in 8 hours against the wind. So what are we going to have to measure here? What are we looking for? Wind speed and speed of the aircraft, right? So let's start with that right here. Let's start with this being the plane speed and this being the wind speed. Okay? All right. With the wind, it travels in how long? 7 hours. Okay. And against the wind, it travels in 8 hours. So from those numbers there, how do I get speed? Because I can't because this is velocity and velocity or speed and speed, right? So it has to equal a speed. So how do I find the average speed that those two, the trip took each way?
Use the distance.
Use the distance and do what with it? Divide by the amount of time, right? So if I take 5,432 and divide it by 7 here, and 5,432 and divide it by 8 here, right? Okay, so x plus y is equal to what? What is this value? 776. X minus y is equal to
679.
679. What method would you like to use to solve this?
Elimination, because it's already set up.
Perfect, I would too. Draw my line, right? Add these together. X and X make 2x. Y subtract Y is 0. 776 plus 679 makes what? 1455. Yeah. 1455. So, how fast was the plane traveling?
727.5 kilometers an hour.
5 kilometers per hour. Okay? What was the speed of the wind? How would I get that?
Subtract 776, 679 from 776.
I would use, no. This is my plane speed, right? So let's put it into here. So what do I get? 727.5 plus y is equal to 776, right? Subtract that, what does y equal?
Oh, 48.5.
8.5 kilometers per hour. Okay? The difficult part of this question was knowing this. That I had to get the velocities based on the information that I was given. Okay? Most of you are going to struggle with this setup right here. And the only thing that you can do to be good at it is just do more questions. Do as many as you can. My suggestion to you is once you've done 9.2, is go into 9.3 and just set up every question. Set up 5 questions in a row and then go back and do them. Because that's going to be the hard part, is setting up the question with the 2 equations. So set up 5 in a row and then go back and do them. Don't do one and then go through all your method and solve it because it takes too much time. Go through, do about 5 and then start over. Okay? You need to be done to the end of 9.2 for Monday. And 9.3 we want to finish up on Monday, which means we try and test probably Wednesday. It's not a very long test. It won't be a very long test because I'm just basically only have to do these 2 methods. So what you have to make sure is that we're getting this done ASAP so that we can get a review started for your exam. That'll give us almost a day for each of your units to study for your exam. Okay? If you're beginning studying already, which I'm sure all of you have, look at your old tests. Look at your old tests. That's where your exam is going to come from, is your old test questions. Okay? Questions?